Welcome student. In second part of Sine Bar, myself Rahul Singh Maurya, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department in MLB Textile and Engineering College. In previous video, Sine Bar Part 1, we have studied the construction and basic principle of sine bar. Also we discussed about the formula derivation of sine bar. Here is the working of sine bar. So, how sine bar works? First, we place the workpiece whose angle is to be measured is placed over the surface plate. Then, we use slip gauges and sine bar to measure the tapered angle of the workpiece. In this video, we keep the sine bar over the workpiece and make its upper surface parallel to the tapered side of the workpiece. As we know, the distance between the two rollers is capital L, and from the slip gauges we can calculate the height of slip gauges, and we know the formula we derived in previous video, that is sine theta equals to h by L. So by putting the value of h and L in the formula sine theta, we can calculate the angle, tapered angle of the workpiece. Sometimes what happen, it is inconvenient to place the sine bar over the workpiece. So what we do, we place the workpiece over the sine bar as shown in the figure. So here in the video, in the image, the part which is going to be measured, its tapered angle is placed over the sine bar, and all and complete system is placed on the surface plate. So we make the side of the tapered part parallel to the surface plate and check it with the help of dial gauge indicator. As we know that the length between the two roller capital L, which is specified by the sine bar, and then calculating the height of the slip gauge, we can calculate the angle theta. As we know that the surface of the sine bar is parallel to the one side of the object whose side is to be measured, so the angle of the sine bar must be equal to the angle of that part. So in this way we can calculate the tapered angle of the object. Here in this image we can also see that we know that the height of the slip gauge we can calculate and h we know, so in this way we can calculate the theta. The factors influence the angle measured by using sine bar are that an error present in the length of sine bar. If the error is present in the length of sine bar, so we know that we calculate theta with the help of length. So if length is incorrect, so theta must be incorrect. So the length of sine bar also affect the accuracy of the sine bar. Also the difference in diameter of the roller, if d1 and d2 is not equal, so there may be chance of error in measurement. Also error if the error is present in building of slip gauges, it affect the measurement of the sine bar. Parallelism error between gauging surface and line joining the center of the roller also affect the measurement of the sine bar. The limitation of sine bar is that if the object, the angle of the object, tapered angle of the object is more than 45 degree, then it is inconvenient to place the sine bar over the object because it slips. So sine bar only calculate the angle below 45 degree. There are advantages and disadvantages of the sine bar also. Advantages of sine bar that it is precise, accurate angle measuring device. It is simple in design and construction. It is easily available. Also, there are some disadvantages that it is fairly reliable at angle less than 50 degree but become increasing inaccurate as the angle increases. It is impractical to use sine bar for angle above 45 degree. It is difficult to handle and position the slip gauges. The sine bar is physically clumsy to hold in the position. The application is limited for a fixed center distance between two rollers. Slight errors of the sine bar cause large angular error. So this was all about the sine bars, its construction, working, factor influence the measurement of the sine bar, their advantages and disadvantages. Thank you.